the way of the manifestations. So, this chapter we have the great dialogue being spoken for the liberation of Krishna's dear friend Arjuna from sorrows. Krishna is revealing himself as the sovereign, as the embodiment of Vishnu who rests upon the cosmic ocean, the ocean of Brahman, existence, consciousness, and bliss. And as Krishna says, the whole universe resides within me, but I am not in them, is referred to as the ocean is his nature, and his nature is in him. And what is meant by, though they're in me and I am not in them, is like the elements arising within space, but does not change or alter space. Like the images of a movie on a screen does not change or alter the screen. While the images change, the visions, the appearances change, the forms on the screen change, the screen does not change. In this instance, we're at chapter 10. So, if the whole world is within him, and the form is his nature, and the underlying stratum of the nature is the Purusha, the all-pervading spirit, his own energetic manifestation. In what ways does the sovereign, nameless supreme, appear in the world for the betterment of men? In this, we begin the dialogue, as Krishna addresses his dear friend, "Once more, O mighty Arjuna, listen to these supreme words that I'm telling you, because I'm speaking it for you, and from a desire for your welfare. For you, man, for you I'm speaking this. I will impart it to you with great delight. Joy in actually speaking this. Joy in actually communicating this." So, neither the gods nor the great sages know my origin, for in all respects I am the source of the gods and the sages, the underlying field beneath it all. Because even when you say gods, or even when you say sages, the wise men who see, these are still forms, and that which is beyond is formless, unchanging. So the results that come from knowing that which is above, nature, sees, he who knows that I am unborn. I like that name, unborn. Without a beginning. And also that is which the Supreme Lord of the worlds, he, undiluted, is freed from all sins. So that's why you'd want to know it. You're free to know that which is unborn. Remember, only the forms born and die. Only the forms come and go. Higher than that is the Supreme, the unborn. Yeah. So these are the qualities that are unborn. You can't give birth to these. This is your nature. Intelligence, knowledge, non-delusion, forbearance. You can withstand the changes. Truth, self-control, calmness, tranquility, both pleasure and pain. Birth and death, fear and restlessness. Non-violence, equanimity, contentment, austerity, charity, fame, infamy. These are the various qualities of beings that arise from me. So every quality that you see, every characteristic you see within form that is projected onto others, know that where that comes from is from the unborn. Like the ocean of silence silent and unborn. The ocean's not born. Waves arise. A wave is born and falls. All of these qualities and characteristics of nature arise from the great ocean itself. In ancient times, the 7 great sages and the 4 Manus of ancient times endued with my power were born from my mind. And having thus sprung, they gave forth to all creatures in the world. So, 7 great sages are known as the Rishis, and Manus are the progenitors of civilization. These are, and there's more than one, there's many Manus. Every age there's a Manu. It's not just a person. And they say that the original sages who came, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, they were so one with the unborn that they had no intention to really be in the world and create anew. This was pure mind. So they gave themselves to resolution and renunciation and meditation of resting in the Supreme Unborn. And the progenitors like the Manus, they worked for the betterment of the world. And this is what was meant by the 2 original yogas that were taught, the yoga of wisdom and the yoga of action. So, knowing these various qualities that arise from the form, and the origin of it is the unborn, he who knows in truth this glory and the power of mind acquires an unshakable devotion. Of this there is no doubt. It goes beyond doubt. And speaking of this unshakable devotion, know that I am the origin of all, the unborn. And for me the world revolves. The wise know this, and they worship me with all their heart. The wise in this case would be those who have renunciated. They have renounced the unreal, that recognize what is real, unborn, eternal. Those are the dear ones. That his worship is also through love. A devotee is known for the love and the bhakti one feels in one's heart. With their thought fixed on me, with their life absorbed in me, enlightening one another about me, and always conversing about me, they derive their satisfaction and delight. Is the fruit of pleasure and pain, the joys of life. Where else does it arise but from the unborn? Every chapter I'm saying the same thing in different ways. It is the art of the storytelling. So, through this understanding, right knowledge and the eye of wisdom is given. And those who are ever devoted to me, worshipping me with love, I bestow the yoga of understanding by which they come to me. The yoga of understanding in this context that is given through grace. The grace that is bestowed is Bodhi. B-O-D-H-I. And Bodhi is one of the 8 attributes of nature. You can understand this as the discerning mind. This is the mind that is able to discern what is real from what is unreal. It can discern the unborn from that which is born. Bodhi, the understanding and reasoning, intelligent quality of mind. Know that this intelligence is your nature. And by nature you are very intelligent, primordially wise. So why is this understanding given through grace? Out of love, man, out of love. And it says this solely out of compassion. Out of compassion, this blessing is offered. This is the grace. For those who love you are rewarded, given a fruit. Solely out of compassion, says Vasudeva, I dwell in their hearts, filled with love. I dispel like a lamp all their doubts that are born of confusion. So the wise are rewarded. They're rewarded with the lamp of wisdom that shines in their hearts. And with ignorance dispelled, sorrows and miseries, the grasping and the attachment dissolve. So Arjuna, he asks Krishna now to explain to him all your various manifestations. There's an unlimited amount of beings in the world. Can I know you through these forms? And through the form, how do I worship you? So in the previous chapters, we were looking at the unity of the formless. How like you, Brahman, are equal. And the sage is one who's recognized that state of equality. Yoga being equanimity. And now you've moved the transition, the game changer now, is that Arjuna is now uniting, integrating the form. How do I get to know you through your manifestations? You are the supreme Brahman, says Arjuna. The supreme abode, you are my refuge. The supreme holiness, sacred and true. All the sages have declared you to be the eternal, luminous person, the Purusha, the first, unborn and all-pervading. It is through you that the divine sages like Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa, they proclaim this truth. So you too have said this unto me. So Krishna is not the only one saying this. The wise sages in the past have said the same thing. I even said Sage Kapila. I got great reverence for. He's the founder of the Samkhya system of yoga, which is the root and underlying system of Jnana Yoga that Krishna is teaching here. Arjuna says, I hold as true all that you have said. It means he's beyond doubt. And, O Keshava, verily neither the gods nor the demons know you in truth. They don't see your manifestations in full. You alone, you yourself, pervade this whole universe. You know yourself alone. O Supreme, you are the creator of all beings and the Lord. O God of the gods, O ruler of the world, sovereign. You alone know your manifestations. The quality of the mind to recognize itself, to discern, bodhi, self-aware. Please, tell me indeed in full your divine powers, whereby you pervade all the worlds and abide in them. How may I know you, yogi? By constant meditation? Or is it through various other things? How am I to contemplate on you, on the Supreme, as the form, and as the manifested aspect? So, tell me, please, O Janardana, it's an epithet of Krishna being the liberator, Janardana. Tell me of your yoga powers. Arjuna is sincerely questioning his friend. Tell me of your glories, for I'm never filled hearing your ambrosial words. So, now we move into the divine manifestations where Krishna, he gives an endless account of the various forms in which he pervades this entire world. And this is a relief to many that the form are pieces, parcels of the Supreme Unborn. They are worthy of reverence and hierarchical in nature, that will give many definitions of classes of beings, like the Maruds, the Yakshas, the Gandharvas, the Adityas, and in this there's always a chief. And notice that he's saying that he is the chief in this instance, like even the chief of the celestials as Indra. As the celestials, I am Indra, meaning as the Lord of the heavens. So this is one who's recognized their inseparability with Brahman, and as Krishna he's speaking as the unborn. The unborn speaks through him, as he is the embodiment of the unborn. And Krishna says, I will tell you my divine attributes, O best of the Kurus, addressing Arjuna's lineage here, his dynasty that goes all the way back to the rulers of the sun. Only those that are preeminent I will speak of, for in actuality there is no end to my manifestations. So he addresses Arjuna here as Gudakesha, the conqueror of sleep, and addressing Arjuna's ability to overcome the ignorance and the darkness of sleep, allowing him to arise as equal to this nature. O Gudakesha, I am the self of all beings. It means, stop right there. He says he is the self. When you say yourself, you say me, who are you referring to? Krishna, right here, as the embodiment of the unborn, says, I am the self. Is this self any different from you? Or, seated is this self in the hearts of all beings. That all beings are pieces and parcels of the whole. Like waves on the ocean. The waves being inseparable from the ocean. They have a beginning and they have an end. But the waves can be taken as the path here. And so it says, I am the beginning, I am the middle, and I am the end. This means now appearances, visual appearances, the aspects of form are now integrated. Arjuna is integrated as the conqueror of sleep. Krishna is integrated as the self, the unborn. And all creatures are the waves of the ocean, the beginning, the middle, and the end, where it's endless. Of the Adityas, these are the rulers of the light, related to the sun. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu, who sleeps upon the cosmic ocean. Of lights, I am the sun, luminant in the sky. Of the Marichis, I am the Maruts. These are the ones who wield electricity, charge, like the electrical beings within your form that can send and contract your muscles and fibers. They electrify the entire universe. And of the night, I am the moon. So, it is even the sun and the moon are only two of his manifestations. You know that the whole universe is within you, that this microcosm here is a correspondence as above, so below. So the sun and the moon, they also correlate as the two forces, parasympathetic and sympathetic, or the two opposing forces on the battlefield. Krishna is the waves, he is the ocean, he is the beginning, middle, and the end. This is why he says yoga's equanimity remains equivocal to all appearances. Of the Vedas, I am the Saman, which is the various hymns and the rhythm, and this is the song that is sung. Of the gods, I am Indra, the chief of the celestials, the lord of the heavens. As of the senses, I am the mind. Mind generally being the sixth sense, which controls over the hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling. And in living beings, I am intelligence. So I am the awakened quality of mind to discern true from false, real from unreal, unborn from born. That intelligence does not come from anywhere else. That is the unborn. So, of the Rudras, I am Shiva. These are the destroyers. We see things come and go, that aspect of destruction, Shiva. Of the Yakshas, these are demigods, I am they. And of the Rakshasas, I am Kuvera. Rakshasas are also demigods who are semi-divine. It means blood drinkers. It means those who partake of the flesh. And of the Vasus. So, Vasus are deities of the light and the sun. It says, I am the fire. And of the mountains, I am Muru. Like Muru is the mountain, the grand celestial mountain that the gods reside on. And our body actually corresponds to this Muru, surrounded by 4 mountains. Just like our spine has the 4 limbs. And even this is a representation of the priests. Know me to be the chief, Brihaspati, is the chief of the celestials. Of generals, I am Skanda. He's also known as Kartikeya, the son of Shiva, the embodiment of the fire, and that which directs the forces. It means those who wear this is inseparable from even what Krishna was saying when I've taken my birth in nature, subjugating Maya to control it. It means that he's taking control of the forces, like Skanda being the general. He's put the devas in their place, aligned the forces. Powerful. And of water, I am the ocean. Whew. These the elements, the unborn elements. And of the rishis, I am Bhrigu, and of the great sages. And of words, I am the monosyllable Om, this eternal sound, the energetic manifestation. And of sacrifices, I am the japa, the repetition of that sound, again and again and again and again, that rises as rhythm, like the Samad, the Veda. Of immovable things, I am the Himalaya, mountains that give forth life, and that is the abode of the sages and the rishis. He's also saying, as the Himalaya, I am the support. Of all of the trees, I am the Ashvata, which means I am the fig tree. Notice that a fig tree, it descends from above and it rises from below. The symbolism of the fig. And of the Devarshis, I am Narada, who holds his celestial instrument, the Veena, plays a song for the betterment of the world, and tells these celestial tales. And of the Gandharvas, these are the celestial musicians. I am Tritaratra. And of the perfected ones, I am the sage Kapila. Kapila is the founder of the system of Sankhya, which is the essence of the yoga of Jnana Yoga, wisdom. And of horses, know me to be Ushashravas, born of the Amrita. Ushashravas is the wind horse. This is the horse that was born from the nectar of the ocean. Notice that the nectar descends from the third eye center in yogic practices. So this descent of the churning of the ocean, born is the celestial horse that is now able to traverse throughout the body. The wind horse that is yoked, where the electrical component of Indra, wielding the thunderbolt, then rides to subdue his foes, to subdue and to pacify, for the betterment of the world. Interesting, huh? That all of these gods, devis, and rishis, they're all within you. And the same thing is being repeated again and again. Same thing. Of weapons, I'm the thunderbolt. This is the Vajra. Okay? The weapon that rides, that Indra wields. And Ushashavasa said as the wind horse is Indra's horse. Which means that the mind is now yoked to the horse and they're riding. So I'm Kandarpa as well. This is the desire. And of the serpents, I'm Vasuki, meaning the Nagas. I am of the Nagas, I am Ananta, the endless, eternal. And of the dwellers in water, I am Varuna. And of the Petris, I'm Aryama, who rules over the ancestors. And of those that practice self-control, I am Yama. Yama is death. And the Lord of Death is the embodiment of self-control, because he holds everybody in equality. Everyone, everything that's born must die. See the metaphors here. Of the Daityas, I am Prahlada. So Prahlada is known in the Puranas as having great devotion for the Lord, highest devotion. And of measures, I'm time. Even time itself is an aspect of nature, inseparable, unborn. And of the beast, I am the lion, courageous. And of the birds, I am Garuda, the messenger. Of the purifiers, I am wind. Of the warriors, I'm Rama. And in the stories of the Ramayana, Rama is considered an avatar of Vishnu as well. Krishna here is sealing the recognition. Of the fishes, I am the shark. And of the rivers, I'm Ganga. He goes on and on with his manifestations. They're endless are these forms. And of created things, being endless, I am the beginning, and I'm the end, and I'm the middle. And Arjuna, of all the sciences to be taught, I'm the science of self-actualization. I am the self-knowledge, and in dispute, in argument, I am reason. So even those who disagree, is that many different ways that this recognition of the form can be integrated. Of the letters, I'm the letter A. That is the connecting link between words. It means I am the Dwanda, the connection between words and sound. I myself am the inexhaustible time, and I am the dispenser. I face every direction. I am all-seizing death, the destroyer of worlds. I am of the rich, I am the prosperous, I am the wealth itself, that which you seek. And the beauty of the feminine. He lists 8 qualities here, glories of the goddess, and even they too are of me, and I am in them. So, of the female qualities, I'm glory, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, constancy, that which can keep going, and forbearance, that which can endure change. Great qualities in womankind. Respect for the female as nature. Not inferior, but equal. Remember, that is the unborn. Yoga is the equanimity here. And of the Samans, I am the Brihat Saman. These are the rhythmic hymns of the Vedas. Now rhythm brings one into a state of absorption, activates the prana. And of the Gayatri, the sacred hymn to the goddess Savitri. Of hymns, I am Margashorsha. These are the end of November and the end of December. when we celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. There are special times of the month when families get together. And of the seasons, I am the spring, the blossoming, the coming forth. So, of gamblers, I'm risk. People who are drawn towards the chance. Of the vigor, I am the strong. I'm the strength in men. I'm victory itself. I'm that which is won. I am effort. And I am the quality of good seen in all. Sattva. Or when of the forces of Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, action, inaction, and neutral. This neutrality quality is the serenity of mind. And of the Yadavas, this is the lineage of Krishna as his ancestors. I'm Vasudeva is an epithet for Krishna's father on earth, who's really an extension of him. He says, I am my... It's no different from Christ now, who says, I and my Father are one. Of the Yadavas, I am Vasudeva. And Vasudeva is Krishna's father. So he's basically saying, I and my Father are one. And of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. He's telling Arjuna, I am you. So what view are you viewing the story now from? Are you viewing it from the perspective of Arjuna? Or are you viewing it from the view of Krishna? It's basically Krishna saying, I am Arjuna, I am you. And Arjuna, he's seeing now Krishna as the unborn. And of those of the doubting, he says, I am the doubt. Of the sages, I'm Vyasa. So he's the one who's actually narrating the story. The one telling it. So he's the main character in the story. He's beyond the character, and he's the author. He's the script writer. Okay. And of the ones who see, I am Usanas, one of the great sages, the seers. So, among the rulers of the world, I am the rod, the chastiser, like the king who wields a scepter. I'm those who chastise, and I am the statesmanship, means the lord of the sovereign land, of those that conquer. Of things that are secret, I'm silence, which is like the ocean, silent and unborn, which everything arises from all the forms. And of the wise and wisdom itself, that shall recognize the unborn, silent field. And that which summarizes, and that which is the seed of all beings, know that I am that. There is no being, none, no being whatsoever that is not me. There's no being moving or unmoving that can exist without me. As the unborn silence, as the unborn field, as the unborn sovereign, as that which underlies all the gods, the various realms, the rishis and the sages, he says the form and the formless are one. There's no end to these manifestations, he continues. And oh, dreaded Arjuna, I tell you, this is only a small, very small portion of my entirety. For if I were to tell you the end of my multiplicity and my attributes, there would be no end. And it says, whatever glorious, whatever you see as beautiful, whatever you see as mighty, whatever you see that exists, whatever you see that has sprung, whatever you see as a spark of splendor that has arisen, know in detail that by acquiring this knowledge, Arjuna, with a single fragment of myself, I stand and I support the whole universe. That all has sprung from but a spark of my splendor. So this is the unification of the form and the formless. Manifestations in the world, but not of the world. Thus ends chapter 10 on the way of the manifestations. And I know each of these chapters keeps building upon the next. I'll see you in chapter 11, the way of the vision.